This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Postgame reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks get one back after losing last game to the Detroit Pistons. A bad loss to the Pistons. They come back and kind of scrape one out to the Toronto Raptors, ladies and gentlemen. They scrape it out. But they get the win nonetheless. And that's really all I care about, is that they get the win. It's a tough game. And RJ Barrett, the Maple Mamba, ladies and gentlemen, played some ball tonight versus former team, the New York Knicks. And you know, anytime the Knicks play the Toronto Raptors, RJ is stepping up. Because RJ was hurt about the trade and all of that. Yeah. He wanted to be a Knick. He wanted to win in New York. The team has changed. The team is different. RJ is going to come and play motivated every night versus the New York Knicks. You can believe that anytime they step on the floor. You know what I mean? Eddie Kofi said, Sim, the win must not cover our struggles. I get it. But the thing is, here's the thing, Eddie. I agree with you. Let me put that up on the screen. We don't want the win to cover up the struggles. We don't want the win to cover up the mistakes that the team makes and all of that kind of stuff. But you want to win nonetheless. So that's why I care about. It's a good thing to win while you're making mistakes. It's a good thing to win while you have struggles. It's a good thing to win while you're incomplete. That's what you want to do. You don't want to be losing during your struggle. So, no, the win's not going to cover up the struggles, right? And I'm pretty sure, listen, Tom Thibodeau, for everyone that hates Tom Thibodeau is going to look at the film once, twice, thrice. Thrice. I like that word. He's going to look at it multiple times to make, to see the mistakes. And then guess what? He's going to bring the mistakes to the team and say, check it out. This is what's happening. This is what's going on. You know what I mean? So I get that, I understand what you're saying. The Raptors, not a great team. The Knicks struggled with them, but they get the win. That's what I care about. Get the win and fix everything else, Get the win and fix everything else. 113-108, the Knicks defeat the Toronto Raptors in Toronto, ladies and gentlemen, to set themselves up. And listen, this is a good thing. The Knicks, kind of a good thing. The Knicks take a loss to the Pistons. They struggle against the Raptors. Hopefully, they're going to be sharper, more motivated against the Atlanta Hawks, because the Atlanta Hawks, ladies and gentlemen, are balling. They're hooping right now. You know what I mean? They are hooping right now. So if the Knicks don't come correct against the Atlanta Hawks on Wednesday, they will be eliminated from the in-season tournament. So they've got to come correct against the Hawks. And I don't want to look past anything that happened in this basketball game. I'm just saying. Play the Hawks next. The game means a little bit more. The Knicks need to get that win over the Hawks. Because the Hawks right now, ladies and gentlemen, they've lost a game, but they were on a 6-game win streak or something like that. They were winning basketball games. They lost one, but they were winning. They're 7th in the Eastern Conference. They're 13-12. Not one game, just percentage points behind the Milwaukee Bucks. The Knicks, by the way, are 15-9, 4th in the Eastern Conference, 1 game behind the Orlando Magic. And the Magic and the Knicks are tied in the loss column. The Magic have played 2 more games than the Knicks. So they're 17-9, but the Knicks are 15-9. Jason Benjamin said, not every game is going to be a blowout in our favor. An ugly win is still a win. A lot of these bottom-tier teams have NBA players, and they're not folding. 100%. 100%. Now, yes, right, Scotty Barnes was out. Emmanuel Quickley was out. You know what I'm saying? So I dig it. Scotty Barnes went out during the game. Karl-Anthony Towns gave me a little bit of a scare. When he went down. It was crazy because Cat went down, and then they show somebody holding their shoe, and I'm like, is that Cat holding his shoe? No. Or holding his ankle? It was Scotty Barnes. And I'm not wishing any ill will on Scotty Barnes. I just didn't want it to be Cat. Had me nervous for a second. You know what I mean? Had me nervous because we seen the last game without Karl-Anthony Towns in a loss to the Pistons. The Knicks cannot afford to not have Karl-Anthony Towns out there on the court. Almost nice. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I was a little bit nervous. Let's check out the box score, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, we're going to break down the box score a little bit. My man Tony Crow is about to come into the building. Of course, we got a Losers Lounge about 11:15. All right, it's actually already up. So, you guys should have got the notification and all of that. I mean, let's get it. Tony, what's good with you, brother? How you feeling? Can't hear you, bro. Can't hear you.
Pardon me. Salute. Shout out to the chat. Your Black is time. I said good bounce back. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like we needed that after that loss against Detroit. Wasn't pretty, but we closed it out down the stretch. We had some clutch moments from our 2 main guys, which was huge. You know what I mean? Like good move in the right direction, even if it wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's positives to take out of it.
Yeah. And that's what you want to, you want to see us building those moments, having those moments where, guys come where guys are clutch. You know what I mean? Where guys are clutch. Brunson hits a big 3, gets fouled, finds a big pass to Karl-Anthony Towns. We made a couple of defensive plays in the end. OG, of course, made a couple of defensive plays in the end to push the Knicks to victory over the Raptors. It's building blocks. Yeah. Yep, there's struggles, but there's building blocks.
We want those moments against better teams, but you know what I mean? You still got to build to it, right?
Right.
Rather have this situation now than the first time it come against, one of the elite.
Yeah. Right. Building blocks. And like I was saying earlier, it's great to win while you're still building. Right? That's what you want to do. You want to win while you're building. And that's what the Knicks are doing. Right? The offense is miles ahead of the defense at this point in time. The Knicks' best offense in the NBA. The defense has got to catch up. There's no doubt about it. I guess I'll ask you, are you afraid that the Knicks just don't have the defensive players to be a top 10 defense? Because I think if the Knicks are going to compete for a title, I think they need a top 10 defense.
let's see how well Precious gets acclimated, and let's see what we have when Mitchell Robinson's here. I think those two guys are just vital to us getting. I don't think we could get top 10 without Mitchell Robinson, without Achua. Once his stamina is fully back to where it should be.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's see what it's like. Let's see what it's like. I don't know right now what the Knicks are rated defensively.
We've been trending up though,
trending up.
because we was at 28, we went to 19. No, we went to 23, and then we was at 19 the last time I looked.
Okay.
So it's just trending up without those guys. You know what I mean?
Trending in the right direction. Yeah, no doubt. Jason Benjamin, thank you for the super chat once again. He said, "Can we acknowledge how great and clutch Cat has been? He better be an all-star starter and all-NBA, second in the league in double-doubles, worth the trade." All-star starter, who would start? I mean, obviously the fans have a say because they're going to vote, but think about it. Who in the East would start over him?
I don't think you could argue anyone.
Yeah. What center in the East would or should start over him? None. There's
But
no
we
way.
do need Knicks fans and the whole Dominican Republic to to step up and vote when the time comes.
Yeah. You know what I mean? People got to, make sure they step up and vote. I think we will. I think we will. People got to step up and vote, make sure he gets voted in as a starter. But, now it's a little bit different. You get the players vote, fans vote, players vote, or whatever. So it's
and
a
it's
little bit
positionless too, right?
And it's positionless, yeah. Still, there's no way any center, I mean, I guess it's the center/forward position, should start over Karl-Anthony Towns in the East. There's no way. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure Brunson will probably be on the All-Star team. We should have 2 All-Stars out there. At least. Should have 2 All-Stars. We'll see what happens with anybody else. I'm not saying Brunson is going to start, but he'll be an All-Star. But the defense, is it going to be our Achilles heel, the defense?
It is now, but it's not just the defense in it. Like, it's not just like the rim protection or get into open threes and things. Like, honestly, if we shore up the rebounding, because a lot of times we get a stop, but we don't close it out. You know what I mean? So I think we got to get back to those grassroots things that helped us, a year ago in the beginning of the year, 2 years ago as well. You know what I mean? Like, we got to get back to that part, because, like I said, the defense in itself as a whole is getting better. But we gotta finish those plays. Like that's been hurting us in the losses.
Yeah, I mean,
this the first game we won that we lost the rebounding battle.
See, defense always ends with a rebound, right? It's always got to end with a rebound. That's how you get the ball back. Unless you get a turnover, that's how you get the ball back. You know what I mean? You got to have a rebounders to do it. Karl-Anthony Towns, what do you have? 15 rebounds tonight?
15 at least.
Right? I mean, he's been killing it on the boards. 15 rebounds from Cat. Precious had 6. See, the thing,
6 assists too, right?
Cat 6 assists, yeah. The thing from last year, we would have sometimes, many nights, we'd have 2 people in double-digit rebounding. Julius Randle and Isaiah Hartenstein. Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson. Precious and Isaiah Hartenstein. You know what I mean? Like, we would have 2 guys in double-digit reboundings. I haven't seen it that much this year.
Unless this one is Josh Hart. You know what I mean? He's the only other guy that,
right.
Get you 10 consistently.
Yeah. Kevin said, We aren't going anywhere playing this awful defense. Do you agree that how far, given the defense where it is, how far could we advance with the defense the way it is?
Right where we were last year, second round.
Okay. I agree with that. We'd be good enough. We'd have strong enough offense to make it past the first round. Second round, yeah. We'd be
Then it's
eliminated.
like luck. I mean, it's always luck and matchups and things that have to do with it. But then, we'd be really relying on
Yeah.
the matchup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The injury situation, whatever
Yeah.
luck. You know what I mean? So, yeah, second round though.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you this. If the defense doesn't pick up by the trade deadline, but the Knicks are winning. I say the defense doesn't pick up, but the Knicks are winning. Is there any kind of move? You're not touching the starters. You're not. Is there a
Here's the
move
thing.
made for the bench? Or what is it?
Here's the thing. You saying we're still winning, but the defense is still, let's say, 19th, right?
We're winning. We're winning. And yeah, let's say the defense is 19th or somewhere around there. We're winning basketball games, but obviously, to compete with the Bostons of the world, that type of defense is not going to get it. What do we do?
Because honestly, when I ask everybody what type of trade do we need, it's either bench help in the form of a solidified double digit, almost 20-point scorer off the bench. It's either that or it's a defensive center in the mold of Mitchell Robinson. Like usually they give the description and then I'm like, yo, that describes Mitchell Robinson. So I feel like we might as well roll our dice on him coming back and being healthy because he's already familiar and the team is already familiar for the most part.
Right.
Than trying to find a duplicate and hoping it fits and works out. So if we I think more importantly, if we're keeping Mitchell Robinson and we're trying to make a trade for some depth scoring off the bench, I'm okay with that. But to find a replacement for Mitch, I think is stupid.
So let me ask, is the defense, is it because we don't have rim protection or is it perimeter based? Because we got killed. The Pistons shot 50% from the 3-point line against us. Right? So which one is it?
That's a good question too, because some people blame our perimeter defense on Tibbs' scheme, and I can't dispute the fact that us defending the three has been an issue every year, or at least like the past 3 years.
Right.
But I do think that cleans up by the end of the year as well. Or it just becomes a non-factor for the overall, you know what I mean? Like the overall thing. But then again, on the flip side, if you take the injuries away and you look at how we lost to Indiana, I mean, they was killing us. I mean, they shot historically well, but that's what killed us. Right. Open threes, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't argue with the people who say that part about Tibbs' scheme, right? Because it's a track record.
Right. David Parker said they go hand in hand. I mean, I agree. They do go hand in hand. But there are times when if you're okay, let's put it like this. You have Mitch out there, right? and your perimeter defense isn't good. He might be averaging 5 blocks a game, and you're like, oh, but, Mitch is do. And yes, he's a great shot blocker. But if your perimeter defense is good, he might only average 1 block a game because guys just don't get into the paint, right? I guess you would still know that Mitch is a great shot blocker, though, and that he can block shots. Our perimeter, our protection of the rim could look bad because so many guys are getting to the rim.
Mm-hmm. But Mitch Robinson did clean that up.
But he would clean that up, which would make it look better, which would make the perimeter defense look better, right?
And if you got him down there, now you can kind of guide them to him.
True.
And it be a threat as opposed to, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's
But I will say this. Warren, Okiki, that's his name. They're both killing in the G League.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think either one of them would help us, especially positionally wise, for scoring depth off the bench. So internally, that's what I mean. Internally, I feel like we have what we could use. I mean, if Shaman ends up, you know what I mean, recovering, and that's what they're waiting for, that would help. You know what I mean? So I think by season's end or by trade deadline, we'll know if we have to do something, make a move, or if some of these internal pieces could
You said by season's end?
No, by trade deadline.
By the trade deadline, right? Because we'd want to make that by the trade deadline, right? We'd want to know what's up by then. Yeah, I don't know. This is we won, but we feel like obviously the Knicks need some improvement on the defensive side of the ball.
It's a far cry from how we felt last time.
Exactly
in the Orlando win.
Right. Like Darren Wayne, we blow out Denver. What matters who we lose to. I'm not exactly sure what you're saying. I thought you were saying something else, Darren. I was trying to get you up there. I'm not exactly sure what you were saying right there, bro. Anyway, looking at the box score, the Knicks were led in scoring by Karl-Anthony Towns, another monster night, 24 points, 15 rebounds for Karl-Anthony Towns, 23 points for Mikal Bridges. A lot of people have been calling for Mikal to do his thing.
Celebrating from him.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. A lot of celebrating from him tonight. Jalen Brunson, 20 points, 11 assists. 14 points for OG. Josh Hart, 10 points, 4 rebounds. Campaign came off the bench, 7 points. Precious, 7 points. Deuce, 8 points. I seen something from Deuce I have not seen yet. I seen him get pissed. They called that travel on him. And he slammed the ball down.
He definitely looked like he was trying to get attacked.
He was hot.
He approached the ref and everything.
I never seen Deuce get that upset, ever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say I'm mad about it either. I'm cool with that. I'm just saying I've never seen him get that upset.
He said, I've been working on my head all summer. I did not travel.
How do you feel about it?
I mean, Deuce. Honestly, to me, it looked like a travel.
It did look like it was a travel.
So
that joint was a travel.
That's the only reason. Like I will defend any player if I feel like they in the right, but I felt like he traveled. So I thought at that time, I was just hoping he didn't get attacked. That's what I was thinking in the moment. Right. But I definitely noticed it. He definitely was emotional.
He definitely traveled, but he was emotional. Here's the thing that you never know what a player until a player really gets on the floor and is playing a lot, you don't know what that's going to bring up in that player. You know what I mean? You dig what I'm saying? Like, you don't know if if a player's on the bench most of the time, they get 10 minutes a game. You know, you get to see them out there. They're going to be on their best behavior. But once they start getting out there and they're playing consistently and they grow up, they're getting older, they're
I was gonna
maturing.
say, and they get years under their belt. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, a rookie, you know what I mean? You're not going to be saying much most of the time.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You never know what's inside. But I like the fire. I like the fire. You know what I'm saying? I like the fire. So that's good. You know
How
what I
many
mean? It
assists
just
we had
surprised me.
tonight, son?
Who, Deuce?
No, us. As a whole.
Let's see. Tonight, we had 32 assists.
Okay.
32 assists tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was surprised at Deuce. Jason, another super chat, he said our defense will struggle. Teams going at Jalen. How do you feel about that?
To be honest, I was gonna mention that might be some of the source of our defensive struggles as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen being targeted and us having to adjust.
How do you stop
That might you know what I mean? Like that might be the real root of what we have to adjust past.
Right. How do we stop that? Jalen being targeted.
To me, what I don't like is they try to adjust before they don't give Brunson the opportunity to actually get killed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And let him work through it.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to collectively trying to scheme to save him. Because I think that might be hurting us as a whole.
I'm gonna tell you though how you do it. Zone. Play more
you've
zone.
been crying for zone for
Play more zone.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it helps you hide players. And then it's also a little bit like a guy like Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns. These guys are playing major minutes.
It's a little bit of a rest.
It's a little bit of a rest sometimes. You know what I mean? You know? Jason, again, thank you for the super chat. Only way I see our defense getting better is moving pressures to the starting four. Then you have Mikal Bridges, OG. We're a small team. I know Josh is not sitting though. I think Josh Hart will do whatever Tibbs asks him to do, come off the bench or start. I don't think that would be an issue.
The only problem is I don't want it to happen because I feel for it to happen, we got to hit a real rough patch for Tibbs to make the adjustment. So I you know what I mean? Like just by default, I don't want us to have to go through a such and such game losing streak for Tibbs to feel like I got to make this adjustment. I don't think he does it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
I mean, you might be right.
I don't think he does it until he feels it has to be done.
Yeah. I actually think that could help.
I agree.
Because we have more length to get our hands in the passing lane. I'm not saying what Josh Hart does. I mean, Josh Hart is Josh Hart. You know what I mean? He does his thing out there. But I do think that could help the defense.
And
overall.
It's tough. I mean, I agree. I think he buys in, but it is tough to be having a career year, impact undeniable. You know what I mean? And then, I mean, Tibbs talks about sacrifice all the time, so I don't think it would be an issue. But I'm just saying, just in reality, as a person, you know, like it's a tough thing to swallow.
Yeah.
If you got to make that adjustment.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree. I think I've been saying that since the beginning.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
it might give. I mean, it will give a little bit more reliance on Mikal to produce. You know what I mean? Like, but maybe that lights a fire of him, in him. But like that's still a dynamic. You know what I mean? 4 guys around him, around Precious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And doesn't clog.
Right. For the Raptors tonight, they were led in scoring by R.J. Barrett, 30 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 54% from the field, shot 42.9% from the three-point line, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 4 assists tonight. What you think about R.J. Barrett's play?
They call him Star J over there.
Star J.
It was nice to see. It was nice to see. Some things, you know, he still has some trouble finishing at times, but the growth is clear. You know what I mean? A lot of that is a tribute to the role, though. I think if the role was here, he was capable of doing the same thing. You know what I mean? If the role was cleared for him to do that or be that. So, yeah, but I'm just glad. I was watching from afar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad it came in a loss. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And I could keep rooting them on from afar.
What did you think about the ooh? I never seen him get up that high.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought that pass was too high. I ain't gonna lie.
Never seen him get up that high. As a matter of fact, because I was watching on NBA TV, and the dude said Star J, and I'm watching it, but I didn't realize it was RJ when the dude got up and bang, and he said Star J, and I was like, who the heck is Star J? Right? For a second, right? For a second. And then I was like, yo, that was RJ that got up that high? RJ got up.
You know, it's funny too. Oh, when I seen it, in my brain, I was like, I thought it was Scotty Barnes, and then I remember it, and I was like, oh, that was RJ. So I feel you.
RJ got up on that joint. I was definitely surprised to see RJ get up that high. You know what I mean? But he was playing motivated tonight, though. RJ wasn't trying to lose this game. He was hooping. I'm happy to see him hoop like that, too. No doubt. You know what I mean? Happy to see him play that type of ball. Because he hasn't always. You know what I mean? He's been, you know what I mean? In and out with his career and all of that. You know, sometimes he's plays like Star J, sometimes he plays like Bum J. You know what I mean? But he's been hooping over there. He's been hooping there though, so it's a good thing.
I tell you, I never even heard of this kid, Jacoby. They said his parents named him after Jordan and Kobe. Jacoby Walker.
Oh yeah.
He had a game tonight.
Yeah.
For the Raptors. I never heard of him, never seen him before, but he stood out.
Yeah. Nice game from RJ tonight. Scotty Barnes, 15 points. I got something over. I didn't even mean to have that over the screen. I had something over the screen. My bad, guys. I'm bugging out. You couldn't see it, Tony, but they probably looking like, what the heck? It's covering your face and everything. I was never mind. Bugging out, tripping out. Tired. I was out there hooping. Like, I was playing hard tonight because we play a really, really good team tomorrow. So we had, the girls needed some motivation. So I had to play like I was that team. I'm a little bit tired and sore. But I was still hooping though. I forgot what I was saying. Scotty Barnes, 15.
The box scores for them.
Yeah. Scotty Barnes, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Went out early due to injury. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Went out early due to injury. Jacoby White, who you were talking about, 19 points, 2 assists. Young kid, 6 for 12 from the field, 3 for 7 from the 3-point line. Okai Abaji is 7 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists tonight. Jacob Pirtle, 10 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. No Emmanuel quickly tonight, so one of their playmakers was gone. You know, size 9 said host Shaw attacking the kids. Huh? What's happening? Or are you saying I was attacking? Like, what are you trying to say?
I think that might be what he was
I
saying.
was cooking them. I don't care. I don't care if they're 2 years old. I'll be cooking them. It don't matter. It don't matter. Oh, he said Shaq. He said Shaq. Shaq. The Knicks get out rebounded, 57-45.
First time we won a game all year.
That's a number. 57.
When we lost the rebounding battle.
Yeah, we got killed on the boards. We talked about that earlier, in the beginning of the season, if that was going to be something that really hurt the Knicks, the rebounding. You know what I mean?
Do you look at it as a positive, being like, oh, we found a way to win despite, and that might be something that we have to figure out how to do from time to time?
I mean,
or just an anomaly because this is the first time we've won a game where we lost it.
Do I look at what as a positive?
That we figured out how to overcome that.
That we figured out how to overcome it.
Because we, you know what I mean? We've never
do.
won when we lost the rebounding battle this year. So
Yeah.
is it anatomy or you know what I mean?
I mean, I definitely look at it as a positive that we won despite not rebounding the ball well, right? I definitely see that as a positive. But I'm afraid
we didn't shoot the free throw line well
man,
either.
we shot 63% from the free throw line.
And we the best free throw shooting team in the league. And theoretically, we left at least 8 points, right?
Yeah, there's some points on the board. You know what can help the rebounding?
What's that?
Playing some zone. Just saying.
I said we had...
Yeah. Bro, it can help. It really can help. I don't understand why Tibbs won't use it.
I fall for this every year, though. You do the same thing. You know it can help the defense? And I'll be stuck.
Yeah. Yo, I just can't understand why Tibbs won't use it. It can help the defense as a whole. It can help our rebounding, right? It can help us to finish the defense with a rebound. So we're going back to the other. And not only that, when you finish the defense with a rebound, because you're playing a zone, guys are kind of already in position. It's tougher to create, for the other team to create mismatches when you're in a zone, right? Because when you're a man, okay, let's make this guy set a screen on this guy because we know they're going to switch and bam. When you're in a zone, you really can't do that. It's tough to do that, right? Teams got to be able to shoot the gaps, So it's tougher to create mismatches. You're already in position to kind of fast break, depending on the zone. Even most zones that you're going to play, you're already in position to go.
What's the weakness of the zone? I mean, obviously shooting is one, but if you shoot the gaps, the next thing that the defense is doing is what? Collapsing, right?
They're collapsing.
And then that's going to open up the perimeter.
Yeah, it could.
So I'm trying to think, like, what philosophy-wise, what would be his his thing against it because we already have to switch and recover anyway.
Right.
Which I do give us credit. Like more times than not, our recovery is good. We like you can see it on the floor. They look out for each other. You know what I mean? I'm gonna cover your guy until you recover and switch back. Like they're pretty good at it as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
It's just parts of the game or certain teams, certain people that expose it.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have teams that expose it every once in a while. That's you don't play it the entire game. You know, like we talk about it all the time. You switch in and out. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe he wants them to perfect the first philosophy first.
I mean, that's every year. And if you don't have the team that can perfect it, then you got to do something else. You know what I mean? If you don't have the team that can just get down and dirty and play man-to-man defense where your man can't get past you, you have good help side defense, you have good recovery, and all of those things, okay, I get it because you got the players. But if you don't have the players that can do it, right? If you have two players on the court that can't, or if you have one player, maybe you can get over that. If you have two that struggle in those areas a little bit, it's going to hurt. But zone can cover that up. You know what I'm saying? And the team is smart enough to make the rotations. Without a doubt in my mind, they're smart enough to make the rotations.
They already do it. They already rotate well anyway.
Exactly. They already rotate, right? So they're going to know which rotations to make. They'll be good at that. It's going to preserve some of their energy. It's going to make the other team have to think. Right? You just, you start off in man. That's what you do. Start off in man. And then dead ball, call the play, call out whatever you call out. Now the team is in the zone. All right? Because teams call a timeout and they say, here's the play that we're going to run. We're going to do this. Boop, 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 and boop. Because we know they're playing man. And they come out, and we're playing man.
Timeout,
and
do
bang.
A zone.
Right? So what happens? Okay. Oh, you think we're going to just play man and do this? No, we're coming out in this 1-2-2 zone. Now what? Oh, snap. They came out in something totally different. Now they got to switch everything up. You know what I mean? And some players are going to be lost. They can't switch. They can't transition. They were like, yo, what the hell, coach? What are we supposed to do?
I'm focused on the play.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You told us this. You know what I mean? And or now in the timeout, the coach knows, they might run some zone. Okay, well, we're going to do this if they're in man. We're going to do this if they're in zone. One or two of your players are going to forget something because you drew up two plays and somebody's going to forget something and not do something. You know what I mean? It can help. It can help. I don't know. I don't know why Tibbs won't do it, man. Fred Wong said, "Stop switching on the perimeter. Stay with your man. If you get beat, you just get beat. Giving up wide open threes." Or like giving up layups in today's NBA. Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. And specifically with Brunson. You know what I mean? Live with it. Because Brunson, I think, number one, Brunson's not the kind of guy that's going to take lightly to being killed. So he's going to, and he has the skill set to go back at a guy if, you know what I mean? If need be. So,
yeah.
He got pride, you know what I mean? So he gonna fight. he gonna fight back and figure out a way.
Yeah. Kevin said Sam Tibbs isn't doing it, bro. He ain't lying. He's not doing
we
it.
know. I wish I knew what time I would date what time of year this is, just to see if it comes the same time of year every year.
Yo, I mean, I don't know, begging them to just play some zone. You have long enough players. OG has a lot of lane. Bridges, a lot of lane. Cat, a lot of lane. If you put Precious in there instead of Josh Hart,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not even saying start him, just when you decide you're gonna do his own,
Same with Deuce.
right? Like you got these guys. Yeah, Deuce got long arms. You got these guys that got a lot of length that can cover ground if you have to rotate in the zone.
How about
Oh,
OG
wow.
blocking consecutive threes
Yeah,
again? Right. This is the
again.
second time he did.
Yeah,
Second game he did that
yeah,
too.
yep.
Because I remember saying, it's usually Mitchell Robinson blocking threes like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I guess I'll get off my soapbox about it. I'll be on it again because I want to see the team play some zone every once in a while. Mix it up. You see what happened to us when teams play zone? Like
I see a coach's corner
we'd
coming
be
up.
yeah, that's a good idea. We'd be confused. We'd be confused. Randall don't know where to go with the ball. He's trying to figure out what the defense is doing. He's stuck. You know what I'm saying? Would have us confused. Who's your player of the game tonight?
Ooh.
A lot of guys you can choose from.
I'm going Cat, man. We missed the game last game. We lost. I'm not giving a direct correlation, but you know what I mean? He came back, had a monster stat game all across the board.
Yeah.
And continues his path to like they said earlier, starting all-star, you know what I mean? MVP conversation, all that.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm going with Jalen. I thought he made some nice plays down the stretch.
4-point play was huge.
4-point play was huge. Nice pass to Cat under the basket.
That was
to
huge
thread the
too.
needle between the defense. They have 20 points. What was it, 20 points, 11 assists tonight?
11 assists, yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong with either guy. You know what I mean? They both do their thing. 24 points, 15 points for Cat. 20 points, 11 assists for Brunson. You know, Cat shot 40% from three. Brunson shot 50% from three. They both shot 53.8% from the field. You know, Cat 8 for 10 from the free throw line. Brunson 2 for 5 from the free throw line. So I mean, you know,
Dynamic duo.
yeah. Marcus Miller said, Cat playing after getting stomped on hitting that contested three to seal the game was clutch. Okay. And if you've seen it on NBA TV, you know, he got hyped and started pointing to, you know, New effing York. But he actually said the word.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? What's your take on Knicks versus Atlanta on Wednesday?
I'm looking forward to it. I expect a playoff atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
I expect a great game. I think they've been on a tear, like you said. You said they just lost, but you know what I mean, they've been on a great stretch. I respect Johnson now. Jalen, what's his name? Jalen Johnson. I wasn't familiar when we played them last game. I'm familiar. I think we got enough though. I think we got enough.
Yeah.
They're not I think we have enough offense, and they're not as dynamic defensively to make me worry.
Okay.
They are a good offensive team though, so we're gonna have to figure out some defensive thing. Rebounding being number one.
Yeah, they're definitely a good offensive team. That pick and roll, you know, it killed us last time we played them, and we'll see what happens on Wednesday. I mean, the one thing that Tibbs is good at is adjust from game to game. In-game adjustments, we talked about it last stream, might be a struggle. Might be a struggle. But from game to game, Tibbs can make some adjustments. You know what I mean? So I'm confident he can make some adjustments. What was you about to say?
No. I'll wait till you read your super chat.
Okay, Jason, thank you again. I appreciate you tonight, Jason. Been hooking me up. He said, no love for Mikal. He kept us in the game, in his opinion. Oh, definitely. I mean, Mikal Bridges had a great night tonight. 23 points tonight for Mikal Bridges. What did he have? 23 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 64% from the field, 62.5% from the three-point line. Definitely, he's deserving of player of the game, too. You know, I mean, when you look at the scoring for the Knicks, super duper balanced, right? Super balanced scoring. Again, 20 points from Brunson, 23 from Mikal Bridges, 24 for Karl-Anthony Towns, 3 players in with 20 points or plus, 14 for OG, 10 for Josh Hart. You know, that's good balanced scoring. When you look at the shot attempts. Right, 9 for Hart, 14 for OG, 13 for Cat, 14 for Bridges, 13 for Brunson, 6 for Deuce, 7 for Precious, 6 for Campaign. Right, good balanced shot selection as well.
OG, look, he started the game like he was about to have a career night, and then he missed like 6-7 threes in a row.
Yeah, I seen someone in the chat too mention the balance shot attempts from the Knicks tonight.
I highlight, yeah.
The Public Enemy said, Cat and Brunson ain't healthy enough to take the Hawks. You believe that?
I hope that's not true. I wanted to know how you feel about them obviously being a little banged up. Brunson's gone back to the locker room 3 times at least this year already.
Right.
you know what I mean? And Cat, I mean, I just get nervous.
Yeah.
When he's falling on the floor.
Yeah.
And,
I get nervous when either one of them, those 2 guys, something happens because.
But what's your thought about that comment, and also what's your thought about them potentially playing through whatever, or as opposed to making sure they 100% night in and night out?
I mean, I think they both understand if they're healthy enough to go. Right. So if they're going, I trust them both in making that decision to go. Right. As long as the doctors, if the doctors say you can, you can go, it's your decision. They decide to go. I trust them both to go. I think that when you get in, that game against the Hawks is a playoff type situation. You get in the playoffs,
one and done.
Right? You get in the playoffs. We need these dudes out there on the floor. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're going to, we'll see how they can perform. We'll see how the Knicks and Cat and JB can perform under this type of situation.
I will say this: anytime Cat plays from being questionable or game time decision or whatever, he tends to have a great game. I mean, obviously, he's had more great games than not great games this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, but Brunson really, I mean, I know his numbers are better, but he hasn't looked like himself still to me, like just from the eye test.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I hope they both healthy.
Yeah.
I hope you're wrong.
Yeah.
The Public Enemy.
Yeah. I do want to remind people that we got the Knicks versus the Washington Wizards on December 30th in Washington, D.C. We got a group of people going. Tickets are still on sale. So make sure you get yours now. There's a link in the top of the YouTube chat. There's also a link in the description of the video. It's $130 per ticket, section 114, right across from the Knicks bench. All right, good tickets, good seats. We're gonna have a great time. We'll have a live pregame podcast and a live postgame podcast. So make sure, ladies and gentlemen, you get your tickets now We'll be trying to wrap this thing up this week and purchasing the tickets. So make sure you get your tickets if you're in the D.C. area. All right? Or if you want to travel, make sure you get your tickets. Again, 104, Section 114, $130 per ticket. December 30th, Knicks versus Wizards. And we better win that game. I'll be highly, highly, highly upset if we lose that basketball game. Highly upset. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head over to the Losers Lounge. All right, so make sure you join us there on the Losers Lounge, okay? I do want to, Cowboys fans are hurting, Tony, and I'm enjoying it. I'm not going to lie. I'm a Giants fan. I know we got some Cowboys fans in the chat.
Oh, they lost tonight?
They lost, 27-20. The Cowboys was supposed to be like, they thought they was, I seen an interview with Dak Prescott before the season started, said, yeah, I went to Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. That's all I got to say. Don't look like it's happening this year. Happens to them every season. They got this talented squad, all of that, and they blow it somehow. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, join us on the Losers Lounge. And actually, we're supposed to start at 11:15, probably 11:35 or something like that. As soon as we're out of here, it's going to take you to the Losers Lounge, folks. All right, so join us on the Losers Lounge. Make sure you get those tickets. The link is in the description of the video. It's also tagged to the top of your YouTube chat. And yeah, we'll catch you. Losers Lounge. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Postgame reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.